Interior design operates as a rigorous structural discipline. It demands a mastery of physics, geometry, and engineering that governs the environment long before the first paint swatch is selected. The National Council for Interior Design Qualification binds professional designers to a strict legal standard. They are mandated to protect public health, life safety, and welfare. Failing to engineer a space correctly triggers a documented biological condition known as sick building syndrome. In this photograph framing a 1970s office, we see a man literally relying on an oxygen tank at his desk. This illustrates the acute reality of toxic indoor air quality. These severe headaches and lung irritations result from hazardous off-gassing, toxic chemicals evaporating out of standard commercial paints, adhesives, and synthetic carpets. In this profession, an aesthetic failure is a matter of bad taste, but a structural failure causes physical illness. Before a designer ever considers aesthetics, they navigate global socioeconomic mandates. Sustainable design requires the elimination of non-renewable resource depletion to protect the macro-level ecosystem. Look at this source image showing a freshly clear-cut tropical forest. This massive ecological damage is the direct result of material specification, specifically the choice to import rare woods like ebony instead of using locally sourced renewable timber. Modern designers also follow the mandate of universal design. This concept is distinct from standard accessible design, which focuses on meeting the minimum legal measurements required for individuals with disabilities. As this diagram illustrates, a universal approach integrates these parameters into the core layout. Instead of a separate, stigmatizing wheelchair ramp, a beautifully graded landscape path serves as the primary entrance for everyone. Sophisticated design ensures an environment is effortlessly usable by all demographics by building sustainability and accessibility into the very first lines of the floor plan. Designers manipulate a raw visual vocabulary known as the elements of design. It starts with space, an infinite, empty vacuum that is only defined once the designer constructs horizontal and vertical enclosures. The element of line alters psychological perception. Horizontal lines visually elongate a space to induce a sense of quietude and rest. Switching to vertical lines draws the human eye upward, accentuating height and formal strength. Texture manipulates perceived visual weight. Rough, coarse surfaces absorb light to make a space feel heavy and cozy. Conversely, smooth, mirrored textures bounce light around the room, making a small footprint feel spacious and sophisticated. Designers organize these elements using specific grammatical rules called the principles of design. Look at rhythm, the patterned recurrence of forms. By repeating these wooden slots at precise intervals, the architecture pulls the eye forward and guides physical movement down the hall. These calculated systems of psychological engineering govern human movement and emotional response, using visual grammar to dictate the entire user experience. While the psychological tools remain consistent, the legal liability changes as the project moves from the private to the public sector. Residential design focuses on highly intimate microenvironments. Here, the designer translates a family's daily routines into customized zones for sleep, sanitation, and social fulfillment. Commercial design shifts that focus toward mass populations. Designers must optimize these spaces for thousands of end users they will never meet, prioritizing worker efficiency and public traffic flow. The legal stakes are significantly higher. Commercial materials require verified durability certificates to withstand constant abrasion, and all construction documents must be formally stamped and sealed to ensure strict fire code compliance. As the public footprint grows, design evolves into a highly regulated engineering protocol focused on public liability. A finished interior achieves a state where visual harmony hides a rigid skeleton of safety codes, environmental mandates, and ergonomic science. Look closely the next time you walk into a clinical hospital wing, a local restaurant, or a massive corporate bank. The rooms we occupy function as precisely engineered machines, operating in the background to protect our health, direct our movement, and determine our emotional state.